Hello everybody, this is my fourth video. I'm Tarin Camarena and I'm a VFX artist and cinematographer, and I'm here with my Fuzzy. He's my best friend and his name is Diego and he loves me and I love my Fuzzy too. Today we are going to talk about dealing with people, how to deal with people, whether it be clients or other team members, and how to deal with yourself when it comes to dealing with people. Now, there's all sorts of books, and I've read a bunch of them, and different books, communication books, that give you advice on how to deal with people when it comes to business, friendships, etc., such as the Dale Carnegie books. And I think they're great. They really are. But a lot of times when I see people, you can tell that they've read through the book multiple times and they memorize everything, every move to do, and they come off as robots. You know, it doesn't come off as sincere. Everything looks really planned out, and it doesn't look like they're being themselves. And to some people they might not notice, but the people that are educated about it, people that are into business and that have dealt with a lot of people, it's pretty obvious. So I think it's very important to be yourself and know what works for you, because what works for you doesn't work for a lot of people. What worked for me doesn't work for a lot of people. What works for a lot of people doesn't necessarily work for me. So you really have to get to know yourself. Know what people think about you. Know what people like about you, what they don't like about you. And instead of trying to become this perfect being that can communicate with people and deal with everybody on any kind of level, focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. You can help build up your weaknesses to make them stronger where you're lacking, but you really need to focus on your strengths. You can't go from A to Z. You can't change who you are. So that's something that I've learned in business and have learned to work with myself. And those things that you are lacking, that you do have a difficult time with, that's where you get other people to help you, and you build a team and you become stronger. As a team, you're a lot stronger. You can make up for what each of you lack. So you need the right team of people, and you'll be able to get better business and deal with people a lot better, especially clients. When it comes to business, first impressions is super important. I've noticed, like, once they meet you, shake your hand, they % of their opinion about you, and it's almost impossible to change it, and you don't have enough time to change it usually that's it. You need to make a sale. You need to get it done within a limited amount of time. If you cannot make that impression that you want, don't do it. Simply just don't do it. Don't have somebody else do it. You need to make the right impression for the client. It could be anybody. And a lot of times I think it's better to work as a team and get somebody who can make that right impression for you. Because when it comes to business, it's all about trust. And if you aren't able to make them trust you, then find somebody who appears trustworthy. For example, in business, to a lot of people, I come off as being very young, a lot younger than my actual age. And obviously, I'm shooting with a red Epic Dragon, a lot of equipment. They're not going to be kid prices. But in their head, it's impossible to reverse what they see. They already made their opinion about me. So instead of trying to fight it off, what I've learned is, honestly, not to do the person-to-person business negotiations. I have somebody else do it, and it's a lot smoother. Otherwise, it's an uphill battle, and it's nearly impossible. But if I get the right person, you put on a nice little director's hat, dress them up nice, it's easy sailing. You know, it's easy to make a sale. People judge you based off of your appearance. So getting the right person on your team to make the negotiations when it comes to the sales and dealing with the clients is very important. This is very important when it comes to being on production too. being on set, because I've also had issues when it's just myself, or if I go with another person that's younger too. So it's good that I go with somebody that appears older. That way they feel more comfortable. Otherwise, pretty much guaranteed they're gonna complain. I've never had a situation where I've went by myself and it's a commercial client and they just have a hard time, and they have a hard time handing you money over at the end of the day to a kid, especially because it's not a little bit of money. I mean, it's a big chunks, you know. They just don't feel comfortable. And instead of having to worry about the client feel uncomfortable, I just simply bring somebody else, dress them up nice, an older person. Either it's my dad, it could be anybody, but it has to be somebody that you trust. I think it's very useful to use family members because you can trust them, but anybody that you can trust works. Find out what people like about that other person, build up a team of the right people, and work on your strengths. I have my strengths. There are strengths to looking very young like myself, a bunch of strengths, and I capitalize on them when necessary. But I don't try to be somebody that I don't appear like. Even though my personality may contradict a little bit my appearance, I've learned to, in a way, kind of put on an act. You know, sometimes it's good to act the way that you look. Sometimes it's not. It just depends on the situation. So it's good to get to know yourself. You can practice in front of the mirror, see how you look, see how you come across. Video recording yourself, all this stuff helps. But more than anything, just be intelligent and pay attention. Look at it from another person's point of view. Knowledge is power. Fuzzy power. Ooh.